Nigeria looks ahead to 59th independence anniversary. President Buhari meets Nigerian youth's climate group in New York, explains the effect of climate change in the country.
Nigerians on the right track in making tourism, a key driver in economic development.
As Nigeria marks World Tourism Day, correspondent examines issues of tourism and job creation. Plus, fuel tanker explosion claims 2 lives in Zamfara state. For the news at 9, I am Jumba Yusuf. Jennifer Igwe is in our Lagos Network Center, Kemi Akinwade is in Ibadan, and Mohammed Ibrahim will join us later from Maiduguri. Thanks so much for joining us. President Muhammadu Buhari has described as challenging the effect of climate change on Nigeria with the shrinking of Lake Chad, less land and rainfall amid population explosion. President Buhari gave the insight at a meeting with the Nigerian Youth Climate Group shortly before his departure for Abuja at the conclusion of his engagement at the 74th session of the United Nations General Assembly. The president lauded the youth for representing Nigeria at UNGA as climate change champions. According to Esther Agbarakwe, one of the leaders of the youth group, it is the first time a president is interacting with them, which she says gives them hope, adding that they understand the problems and are in the vanguard of advocacy in collaboration with the United Nations Development Programme Climate Change Department. She also expressed appreciation on the support the group is receiving from the UN Deputy Secretary General Amina Mohammed and the Ministry of Environment. The group also thanked President Buhari for signing the Not Too Young to Run bill into law. Still with UNGA, a high-level meeting on universal health coverage under the theme Moving Together to Build a Healthier World was part of the side event at the ongoing United Nations General Assembly in New York. In this report, correspondent Rabi Abdullah puts the Nigerian situation in perspective against the clarion call for nations to accelerate progress towards universal health coverage.
Universal health coverage means that all people and communities receive the quality health services they need without financial hardship. Findings, however, show that globally, about 100 million people are pushed into extreme poverty each year because of out-of-pocket spending on health. Universal health coverage remains a top priority and a global agenda and an integral part of the Sustainable Development Goals. Hence, the task before nations.
The objective of universal health coverage is to strengthen our health systems, beginning with primary health care. We must continue to work to guarantee healthier life for everyone.
Although Nigeria has been struggling to join the rest of the world in the quest for universal health coverage as far back as 2005, progress has, however, been quite slow. As 14 years down the lane, the scheme has only been able to meet the needs of less than 5% of Nigeria's population of 200 million people.
Government should review the NHS, make it compulsory.
If I have a big problem like surgery or transplant, at least the health insurance scheme should come up to that, not just when you're having malaria, typhoid, or all these minor sicknesses.
However, the demonstration of political will and renewed impetus on universal health coverage on the part of the federal government is readily seen in the implementation of the National Basic Health Care Provision Fund, which saw the recent disbursement of over 6 billion naira to 15 states and the Federal Capital Territory for state health insurance scheme.
I want to see NHIS keep themselves, confine themselves to the provisions of the Act to pay for basic minimum package for all Nigerians.
Health is considered to be a human right for everyone at every age. In Abuja, Rabi Abdullah, NTA News.
Away from UNGA to other matters, Nigeria's 59 years of independence and journey to nationhood have every cause to celebrate Allah's faithfulness and mercy that has kept the nation growing against all odds. Guest lecturer among other speakers at the special Jumat prayers and public lecture to commemorate the nation's 59th Independence Day celebration were unanimous on this. Abdullahi reports that critical national issues formed the thrust of the event.
With the 59th Independence celebrations mood activated, Muslims and Nigerians from across divide converged on the House of Allah, first for the special Jumat public lecture that heralds a number of activities for this year's anniversary celebrations. President Muhammad Buhari, in a message delivered by the FCT Minister and the Sultan of Sokoto in his message, said, citizens, especially the youth, are partners in building a prosperous nation which requires truth to accomplish.
This government of President Muhammad Buhari, in all its key activities, particularly fighting corruption, fighting insecurity, and above all, tackling the economy, is all being centered on the youth.
We must look for the leaders where such things are happening. If we don't, we'll never get process. We'll never decide everybody because of such a but let's ask why such a
Guest lecturer Imam Tajuddin Muhammad Adigun, in a thought-provoking presentation on the nascent potential of Nigerian youths in peace building and national development, spoke on the conscience of all, blaming corruption as the reason for most socio-economic and political challenges in the country.
Should increase. Developing human is bigger than developing materials. You need to liberate the potentials in that youth so as to benefit what Allah has blessed the youth with.
Can we continue to thank him also for all the boundaries he has given us in this country?
Thereafter, attention shifted to the special Jumat prayer where the murshid of the Abuja National Mosque led the prayer that invoked Allah's mercies and favors on leaders and the country, saying leaders at all levels must do more to stimulate growth and development. Abdullahi Ajia, NTA News.
Implementation of the draft Nigeria National Quality Policy as working document will be an added impetus to growing the nation's economy in line with current government's efforts. This is the position of experts at stakeholders' public dialogue on the policy domiciled at the Federal Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment. Timothy Yusuf reports.
Experts believe that a national quality policy is vital to good governance because it is the foundation of quality of life of citizens. Lack of the policy means everyone acting according to the whims, which has been the bane of the Nigerian society, by and large might be responsible for the poor state of business performance and national quality infrastructure, weak regulations and imbalanced international trade relations currently facing the nation.
If we have the policy in place, it will help us now take the next step. How we as a nation reduce the importation of things we don't need.
It's going to benefit all the manufacturers because our products will be accepted overseas.
We have to work together as a team.
This National Steering Committee comprises the public and private sector operators and which sets objectives on quality and technical regulations. Their formulated document aims to help define objective principles and results to be achieved, as well as the necessary resources to be mobilized.
We have quality infrastructures in a way, but they lack international recognition.
Having a policy is important for for us as a country if we want to trade with our trading partners.
Implementation of the national quality policy is expected to further create an enabling competitiveness of locally made products in Abuja. Timothy Yusuf, NTA News.
Now talking security, Kaduna State Police Command has evacuated about 300 persons from an illegal rehabilitation center in Igabi local government area. Attorney Maxwell reports that the center has been sealed.
Victims celebrating their evacuation from the center. NTA News gathered that it has been in existence for about 3 decades, and some of these victims have allegedly been there for about 10 years. Among them are Yusuf Kasim and his younger brother, Musa, who were brought in from Burkina Faso. They were alleged to have been subjected to different forms of inhuman treatment in the guise of rehabilitation. 47-year-old Hassan Yusuf, a PhD holder from a Scotland university, has been in the center for 18 months.
The only experience I've seen for the past 1 year, 8 months is brutality and indoctrination of somebody in bad ways of living. Because when you gather children with adults, with criminals in one place, everything happens.
Police acting on a tip-off raided the center in an operation led by the Commissioner of Police Kaduna State Command, Ali Aji Janga.
The man who is operating the so-called rehab or Islamic school alleged that the parents brought their children or their wards to the place for Islamic education or rehabilitation once if you are a stubborn person. When I came here personally myself, I discovered that the place does not even look like a rehab or an Islamic center. We have small children under 5, graduates, even civil servants are here. Most of them are chained. As far as concerned, this is not a rehab, rather it's a modern day slavery.
The victims will be handed over to the Kaduna State government for onward reunion with their families. In Kaduna, Achari Maxwell, NTA News.
The Nigerian police force under the leadership of Mohammed Adamu places high premium on education. To this end, the force organized a workshop for 300 police school teachers aimed at inculcating entrepreneurship skills in primary and secondary schools learners. Francis Form has the report.
These are teachers of the police schools across the country. They hold the key to a better future for all. They inspire, challenge, and empower innovative and responsible global citizens. Every day, they get children into school, keep them there, and help them learn while instilling in them discipline. They also help to build the inclusive knowledge the society needs for tomorrow and the future. It is on this fact that the leadership of the Nigeria Police Force brought them from different states across the Federation.
It is imperative to note that capacity building is capacity utilization. It is to that end that we appreciate the necessary and Federation for partnering with the Nigeria Police in building our teachers' capacity with the sole aim of impacting on the learners' entrepreneurship skill, which certainly is a lifelong exercise.
By the time you finish this workshop, you should be able to know whether you have learned something, you have interacted with your other police teachers, to be able to improve in your capacity to do better for the children.
To the participants, I urge you to take this training serious and engage actively with your facilitators in order to acquire the required skill.
The workshop is on value added to the existing body of knowledge for onward delivery. In Abuja, Francis Form, NTA News.
Still on security, the Benue State Police Command has paraded 13 persons alleged to be involved in killing of victims of kidnap and armed robbery buried in a mass grave at Batsay village in Shong local government area of the state. Commissioner of Police Mukaddas Garba says among the suspects are criminals terrorizing the peace of the state. Moses Ajao reports.
Among the suspects paraded, 7 are in connection with series of armed robbery operations along Ukum, Kwande, Kasinala, and Ushongo local government areas of the state, where kidnapped victims were buried in shallow graves. The police commissioner, Mukaddas Garba, noted that its officers and men have exhumed 11 bodies of the kidnapped victims, which have equally been identified by the family members.
Investigation into the matter is in progress, but it is necessary for us to keep the members of the public abreast with the information.
Commissioner of Police Mukaddas Garba disclosed the rescue of Master Tesri Ndwega while assuring the public that the command is poised to rescue other kidnapped victims in no distant time. Meanwhile, Governor Samuel Otom, who led members of the State Security Council to the site where the victims were buried, urged family members of the dead to remain peaceful in the face of provocation.
They are very, very determined to work with our government to ensure that we have peace and eliminate the internal struggles.
In Makudi, Ode Moses Ajao, NTA News.
You're watching the news at 9 on the network service of the NTA. Let's take a break with some messages. Don't go away. Do stay.
I should be on golden accessories. I shall do bad.
It's not too early to be dressed.
Too early, get. Sure. I don't think I bought since now.
Okay.
You think I go miss all the small shop? I don't do rishi.
Mommy.
Should be not that caterer when they come out, they get side me on the tick. And as for my women group, hey, not KSA or nothing at all. Hey.
Now can you get out?
You're familiar, Jerry. My picking.
Mommy, your credit is so.
Oh, fast now. Now we the first credit like water. You not trust me.
Glow and Maple. 5 times your recharge. Call all networks. Recharge with *555*PIN#.
You want no ready party de jolly. Stay here.
Glow Unlimited.
The public is hereby invited to the 59th Independence Day Interdenominational Church Service as follows. Special guest of honor, His Excellency Yemi Osinbajo, Vice President, Federal Republic of Nigeria, ministering Reverend Dr. Daniel Y.C. Mbaya, General Secretary, EYN. Theme, Peaceful Coexistence for National Growth and Development. Date, 29th September 2019. Time, 3 p.m. Venue, National Christian Center, opposite CBN, Central Business District, Abuja. All are cordially invited. Boss Mustafa, Chairman, 59th Independence Day Celebration Planning Committee, Secretary to the Government of the Federation. Announcer.
Welcome to Abakaliki University, a faith-based learning institution located in the serene and historic town of Ede, Osun State, Nigeria, running on the well-thought vision of its founding fathers to improve lives and society. The institution offers affordable and quality education. We are currently offering admission into our faculties of science, engineering, law, and art. We are also offering entry into the Faculty of Basic Medical Sciences and the Faculty of Business and Social Science. Our College of Postgraduate Studies offers you the chance to earn your master's and doctorate's degree in over 30 disciplines. For more inquiries, please visit www.adelikeuniversity.edu.ng. You can also call 0806-820-2021. Adeleke University. Education, excellence, character.
Good afternoon, ma. Please, I need Cameroon pepper. Yes, right there. I got it. And anything more you think I could use for the goose? Yes, thank you. For Cameroon pepper.
Fine boy, what's your number?
Make and receive payments with your phone number with Pay Attitude. To get started, dial *569# or download the Pay Attitude app, or use the USSD code of Pay Attitude banks to enjoy seamless transactions.
Oh, here you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, what's your number? Pay Attitude. Be all of you.
It's the Republic Concert Independence Edition. You don't want to miss the biggest concert experience in the capital, featuring Joe Boy, Psycho Wipey,
I just wanna be like you.
and more. Toast to Nigeria, because we're lighting up the skies with fireworks as we count down to independence. Battle finale happening on the 30th of September at Millennium Park, the Republic, powered by OSGF. Brought to you by Edgemax and Sosa.
celebrate the uniqueness of our cultural diversity, showcase our creativity and ingenuity. It's the National Festival for Arts and Culture, NAFEST 2019, in the ancient city of Benin, Edo State, the heartbeat of the nation. Our real, our pride. Holding 19th through 26th October 2019. Highlights will include drama, children poetry performance, writing competition, crafts competition, indigenous cuisine, traditional wrestling, indigenous fabrics in royal apparel, cultural quiz competition, board games, and lots more. Oh yes, it's the National Festival of Arts and Culture, NAFEST 2019, Edo State, Nigeria, holding 19th, 26th October 2019. We are celebrating our heritage. Otumba Olusegun, Director General, National Council for Arts and Culture, announcer.
This is NTA Network News. The Independent National Electoral Commission has declared 23 candidates to participate in the governorship election in Kogi State. 8 were disqualified for underage and 18 others withdrew from the race. In Bayelsa State, 45 candidates were successful. 6 disqualified for underage, while 1 withdrew. A statement by the INEC National Commissioner for Information, Festus Okoye, says some of the affected parties have written the commission admitting their errors and requesting to submit new nominees to replace the underaged ones. However, this was after the deadline for submission of nominations on September 9, 2019. As such, the Commission could not accept any fresh nominations. In like manner, since the parties did not submit valid nominations before the deadline, they cannot submit the candidates on the ground of death or voluntary withdrawal, in accordance with the Electoral Act 2010 as amended, which assumes the power existence of valid nominations. The statement adds that, in compliance with Section 34 of the Electoral Act 2010 as amended, the full names and addresses of all candidates nominated will be published in the relevant offices and on the website of the Commission on Monday, September 30th, 2019. Taraba State Government has set up a 30-man committee to address the lingering crisis between the Tiv and Jukin communities. The committee was set up after a peace meeting between the state government and representatives of warring parties. Joseph Austin reports that a communique was issued at the end of the meeting calling for cessation of hostilities.
The two-day peace meeting had in attendance representatives of Tiv and June communities, religious leaders, and security chiefs in the state. The state governor, who was represented by the deputy Haruna Manu, called on the two parties to be honest in deliberation and drift from grievances if they really want the crisis to end. He pledged government commitment to addressing issues raised that will bring lasting peace in the state.
With the above, your first assignment would be to return to your communities and sensitize your people on the need to immediately end all forms of hostilities to pave way for dialogue. We cannot dialogue for peace on one hand while fighting is going on.
At the end of the meeting, a communique was issued with the constitution of a 30-man committee comprising of 15 persons from each of the warring tribes. The two communities unanimously resolved to end the crisis and developed a one-week peace-building template to be implemented from the 26th of September 2019. During the period, there will be cessation of hostilities and opening of all block roads, as well as release of kidnapped victims. Closed markets in the affected communities of Ukari, Takum, and Dunga are to be reopened, while government is charged with the task of resettling internally displaced persons. The committee members are to convene at the end of 1 week to brief the state government on the implementation of the template and successes. In Jalingo, Joseph Sound Otsen, NTA News.
President Muhammadu Buhari has joined members of Chief Obafemi Awolowo's family, friends and professional colleagues to celebrate Segun Awolowo, the Executive Director of the Nigerian Export Promotion Council, on his 56th birthday. In a message, President Buhari noted that Segun Awolowo has demonstrated the same patriotic interest in humanity and nation building like his grandfather by serving for presidents consistently. The president, while praying for strength and wisdom for Segun, Awolowo calls for more commitment and dedication to public service, assuring that posterity will remember his sacrifices and loyalty to the nation. The Zamfara State Command of Road Safety Corps has confirmed the death of 2 persons following the explosion of a fuel tanker along Gusau Zaria Road. The fatal accident, which also involved a 307 car, brought transportation on the ever-busy road to a standstill for several hours as firefighters struggled to quench the inferno. Salamat Umar Abdullahi reports.
The tanker driver conveying fuel left Funtua for Gusau and was said to have lost control of the vehicle while trying to avoid a motorcycle rider few meters away from Damba area. The tanker eventually hit a 307 car and exploded instantly. Some eyewitnesses informed NTA News that only 1 person in the tanker survived the accident. According to them, effort to rescue driver of the tanker and other persons in the 307 car proved abortive as they were trapped and engulfed by the flames. Deputy Director Operations State Fire Service said they responded promptly to the scene of the accident and have deployed all strategies within their disposal to quench the fire. Zamfara State FRSC Sector Commander confirmed the death of 2 persons in the incident, which he attributed to overspeeding by the tanker driver.
If the bike man that we were trying to avoid, he was on a low speed, he would have avoided him. But he couldn't. That was why he dodged and the tanker fell off. So we are pleading with Nigerian road users, especially this military period we are coming into, for people to be more cautious.
As at the time of filing this report, the firefighter have taken more than 3 hours trying to put off the fire, while the scene is being condoned by security agents as motorists were diverted to a nearby route. From Gusau, Salamat Umar Abdullahi, NTA News.
Likewise, the studio and master control room of the Nigerian Television Authority Abakaliki has been razed by an inferno in the early hours of today. Chinaza John reports that cause of the fire is allegedly caused by thunderstorm as a result of a downpour.
The fire is expected to have started in the early hours of the day was discovered when the operation staff locked the studio to start the day's duty.
As we are opening and trying to connect things, the next thing again you discover that there is a smoke coming out of the studio, even when we are not yet on.
An early caller to the scene, the Executive Director, Administration and Training, Dr. Steve Ebo, was visibly sad. He described the incident as unfortunate.
I feel distressed to see what has happened here. We have to find out what actually happened. Then we see how best this can be put, things could be put back into shape.
We'll restore transmission till 10:30 p.m. every day. We are going out, calling back our viewers. This happened again. I will call on the authority and then stakeholders and the people of goodwill to join hands together with us to bring back our studio and the MCR.
The whole building would have been affected but for the timely intervention of men of the State Fire Service. NTA Abakaliki had on 22nd December 2012 experienced a similar outbreak that destroyed the studio and the MCR units of the station. In Abakaliki, Chinaza John, NTA News.
Delta State, as one of the oil-rich states of the Niger Delta region, is said to have a high prevalence of fire disasters, some of which are as a result of gas explosion. Experts are, however, of the view that the domestic cases are avoidable. Doindia in this report assesses the threats and efforts by the government to reduce such emergency situations. We, however, warn that this report contains some graphic images. Viewers' discretion is advised.
Gas explosion, electrical surge and bush burning are some of the common causes of fire disaster, especially in Nigeria. Available records reveal that about 60 to 70% of victims of such incidents lose their lives before getting the needed help. Delta State has also had its fair share of such incidents. Dr. Nelson Oko is a senior registrar plastic surgery at the Medical Center, Asaba, with about a decade of experience managing such accident victims.
We have a couple of them. The thing is, I don't really know the timing when they come in. See, I think all those incidents should be avoided.
With the devastating effect of fire emergencies, the Federal Fire Service is upholding same with its reinvigorated efforts towards mitigating all forms of fire emergencies across the country. One of such is the inauguration of the Zone K Zonal Office with presentation of 2 firefighting trucks to serve Edo, Bayelsa, and Delta states.
So you find out that population is on the rise. So also is the infrastructure stock of the country. Whether you take it or leave it, we are experiencing development. But then we cannot do it alone.
President Muhammadu Buhari had earlier approved 93 such firefighting trucks, 61 of which were already delivered and distributed across the 6 geopolitical zones of the Federation. NTA News.
Akwa Ibom State Governor Udom Emmanuel has condemned the attack on NTA Uyo premises by hoodlums allegedly protesting the enforcement of the ban on motorcycles in Uyo metropolis. The governor stated this when he paid an on-the-spot visit to NTA Uyo to ascertain the level of damage done at the station. Edidiang Iba reports.
Tuesday, September 24, 2019 is not to be easily forgotten by staff of NTA Uyo as they had to scamper to safety following an attack on their premises by hoodlums allegedly protesting the enforcement of the ban on motorcycles in Uyo metropolis. The hoodlums, in their numbers, who broke through the gates, destroyed buildings and burnt cars. Concerned by the incident, the Akwa Ibom State's Governor Udom Emmanuel paid a visit to ascertain the level of damage done and offer words of comfort and hope to the staff. The governor, who was received on arrival by the general manager of the station, Oyifemi Aikboje, took a tour around some of the affected areas.
We'll try and see how we can ameliorate the suffering of the staff and management of the place. Thank God it's not as bad as I thought. But whatsoever, in this kind of situation and with the present economic situation, we're supposed not to lose anything. But we shouldn't be losing. So that's why I don't always feel happy when things like this happen. But be that as it may, it has happened. So we look for a way to move forward.
Governor Emmanuel was accompanied on the trip by some members of the state's executive council. In Uyo, Edidiong Iba, NTA News.
As the Nigerian Television Authority Kano is said to be upgraded to a network center, the Director General Yakubu Ibn Muhammad says issues of national integration will be given priority. The Director General made this known during an interactive session with both management and staff of the station. Fatima Sanusi Kai reports that Director Marketing Umar Abubakar Dembo was on the DG's entourage.
The Director General of the Nigerian Television Authority, Yakubu Ibn Muhammad, was in NTA Kano to see the state of the station and also interact with staff on ways how to move the station forward.
Nigerian Television Authority is a catalyst for development to provide independent and impartial reports for the interest of Nigerians. The DG Yakubu Ibn Muhammad, who was on a one-day visit to NTA Kano, said the largest television network in Africa is positioned in all the 36 states of the Federation to work for the government and people of its host community to enhance socio-economic development. The DG also stressed the management's determination in ensuring that standard and quality are maintained in all its reportage and programs, thus the importance of training and retraining of staff.
Primary responsibility is to make sure that staffers of NTA are trained and retrained. So we have repositioned the college, and the college is affiliated to the Ahmadu Bello University, offering for degree courses in journalism. We are now working, with other institutions of kind outside of Nigeria to get their support, and the discussions have been positive. But the most important thing is for us to reposition the college.
He also dwelt on the importance of teamwork, calling on all staff to be alive to their responsibilities and aim high. The General Manager of NTA Kano, Malam Abdurrashid Ibrahim, intimated the DG on the achievements and challenges of the station. In Kano, Fatima Sanusi Garai, NTA News.
You're watching the news at 9 on NTA. Let's link up with Jennifer in our Lagos studio for more reports. Hello, Jennifer.
Thank you, Jumai, and welcome to Lagos. As part of efforts towards ensuring safety in the nation's waterways, the sectoral group has presented breathalyzer device to the Federal Road Safety Corps as a mechanism for measuring volume of alcohol consumption by public and private drivers. Chairman, Beer Sectoral Group, Jody Boruf Bell, while presenting the 12 boxes for the Corps, admonished road users to drink responsibly. Abolade Salami completes the report.
With a growing concern of road traffic fatality in the country as a result of drunk driving and excessive speed, the Bear Sectoral Group has joined the campaign against Don't Drink and Drive in order to reduce the World Health Organization's road crashes estimate of 80% by 2020. The campaign, which is billed to kickstart from Lagos, Rivers and Federal Capital Territory from October 2019 to January 2020, is born out of volume of vehicular movements and rate of traffic offences recorded. The breathalyzer kit became necessary to aid behavioral modification amongst drivers.
In that promotion of sustainable consumption, what we are saying is you can drink alcohol, you can drink beer, but drink it responsibly. And if you drink, don't drive. It's a simple message. So we think we have a responsibility, because we are producers of beer, to raise that voice and to make sure that everybody understands that our product needs to be consumed in a responsible manner.
The Corps Marshal of Federal Safety Corps, Buboye Oyeyemi, says the Federal Safety Corps will not tolerate any form of voting discipline, as the Corps is finalizing plans to establish another data bank for hearing drivers caught with high alcohol concentration, which may result in the withdrawal of their driver's license.
Most of these fatal crashes occurs between the hours of 1 o'clock and 4:30. So that's what we are focusing on. We'll be doing some checks, spot checks on these drivers. And with the new directive we are giving the fleet operators now, all drivers must be subjected to breathalyzer tests before they leave their various stations.
The Bear Sectoral Group, in its campaign for safer roads, urged road users to at all times abstain from drinking before driving. In Lagos, Abolade Salami, NTA News.
Now, the National Executive Committee members of the Road Transport Employers Association of Nigeria have confirmed the appointment of Musa Mohammed as its national president. At the confirmation attended by members of the state chapters from the 6 geopolitical zones, the new national president reiterated readiness to operate with the rules and regulations guiding the operations of the transport union. Dr. Oguyemi reports.
This gathering is another emergency National Executive Committee meeting of the Road Transport Employers Association of Nigeria. In attendance are some state chapter members who are here to show solidarity with the new administration.
The new leadership is what we all agreed. We agreed for another person who knows the work, who can do better to take over.
And at the same time to confirm the new national president, Alhaji Musa Mohammed.
And we have used our constitution to take effect of everything.
The national president says his administration will be guided by the body's constitution, as his emergence was a constitutional one, and promised to unify aggrieved members of the association.
Using this medium to invite others. We are the majority. Because and based on the constitution of Road Transport Employers Association of Nigeria, I believe what the majority seats take decision is what will stand as a legal, not illegal.
Following the dismissal of its erstwhile national president by the National Executive Committee members, Musa Mohammed was appointed on the 18th of September 2019. In Lagos, Dotun Oguyemi, NTA News.
Business News, and Abolade Salami is our guide. Abolade, over to you.
Thank you, Jennifer. Good evening and welcome to the Business News segment. The Central Bank of Nigeria will strengthen its existing rules and enact new regulations to mitigate fraud risk in the payment system. Director of Payment System Management, CBN, Sam Okojere, while speaking on the theme, enhancing identity verification upon ourselves of fraud, says the reintroduction of a cashless policy by the Apex Bank is geared towards encouraging electronic payments with a view to reducing the risk and cost associated with high usage of cash.
As evident by the second quarter fraud report 2019, attempted fraud volume decreased by 47.28% in Q1. If we compare that to what happened same time last year, the success rate, the successful one, tend to be on the increase. Rather, we are introducing the cashless initiative nationwide because it's expected that more attempts and successes will come. So that's why we need to put on a thinking cap and think of ways of strengthening the payment system, make it more secure and make it more difficult for the bad guys to succeed.
The Nigerian Electronic Fraud Forum, he added, will collaborate with key players in having a harmonized awareness campaign to protect electronic payment users against fraudsters. Meanwhile, the bull had a stopover at the Nigerian Stock Exchange to return a bit of confidence to investors as the market inched up 0.35% at the close of Friday's trading. Here are today's trading.
Trading activities saw the market returning to the green with an all-share index of 27,675.04 basis points. Volume of shares traded finished at 187 million, valued at 2.12 billion naira, which changed hands in 2,942 deals, with a market capitalization of 13.4 trillion naira. On the activity chart, Seplat, Airtel Africa, and Total advanced in figures, while on the flip side, MTN Nigeria, CCNN, and Stanbic declined in figures. On sectoral performance, NSE Consumer Goods and Oil and Gas closed in the green, appreciating by 0.31% and 6.43%, while NSE Banking, Industrial and Insurance declined in figures by 0.13%, 0.90% and 0.72%.
That does it on business. Jumai will be back with the rest of the news after this short commercial break. Please stay with us. Short commercial break. Please stay with us.
Easier and happier with LG Inverter. Gain peace of mind with an efficient laundry cycle. Feel cooler air even at midday without any worries. Enjoy mealtime with food kept fresh all day long. The LG Inverter enriches your everyday life. Better inverter, LG Inverter.
The Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, in partnership with Inspire Me Festival London and 7-Day Media Nigeria, wish to announce the postponement of the Business Investment Summit and Exhibition, earlier scheduled for 27 to 29 September 2019, to a new date of 16th to 17th December 2019 at the same venue of Landmark Hotel, London. The change indeed became imperative due to numerous requests from would-be participants to allow for maximum participation. We sincerely regret the inconveniences the change in date caused our esteemed and ready participants. For details, call 080-3301-0251. Nigerian Television Authority, NTA. Announcer.
Helen!
Hey, where's your mom?
Today is her toilet day.
What?
Helen!
Toilet day?
Tomorrow you're hosting a party and it's a matter of my reputation.
Even if you spend your entire day cleaning with all this, it still won't be party ready.
Impossible!
Challenge? New Ticker Harpic 10X. Even if you use this solution 10 times, it won't give you the same cleaning like Harpic. Its new Ticker formulation sticks to the bowl better, removes old stains, and gives you a sparkling clean toilet.
Wow!
New Harpic 10X
gives me the freedom from toilet day.
New Harpic 10X for 10 times better cleaning.
Darling, what's the matter? It's your birthday. Guests are already waiting at the pool.
It's headache, cold, pains all over my body.
Cold Time Anti-Cold Tablets, powerful ingredients specially prepared to bring you fast relief from headache, body ache, cough, flu, cold, and fever. Baby, how are you feeling now?
Wow, I feel great thanks to Cold Time Tablet.
Cold Time Tablet also available in syrup, children. If symptoms persist after 3 days, consult your doctor. Cold-time anti-cold tablet, a quality product from Embassy Pharmaceutical and Chemicals Limited. Cold-time anti-cold tablet, your visa to healthy.
Imagine a luxury big breakfast on top of the world in Dubai.
To Dubai.
Collins!
Hope you bought enough big milk. Dubai, here we come!
To be one of the 20 lucky people going to enjoy a peak breakfast in Dubai, buy peak milk and collect your scratch card to redeem your instant win. Fill your details and return. Everyone's a winner. So keep on buying your peak milk and keep winning. Valid while stocks last. Reach for your peak.
Hey, you! And now you are to talk to. I see you now. It's in day your mind, Abby. The person can go hail us. Baba Torosa, Shangalo, Ogalekuva, Mr. Sabi. And you know the carry out this.
A spear into the top corner.
We Sabi speaking crow for in Waka. So don't look, no help anybody. Don't know. Go for her. Go for football. Go for Syria on the Liga Marches live. Go for Go TV Max.
Thanks for rejoining us. Let's pause from this end as we join Kemi in Ibadan for a report from that axis. Hello, Kemi.
And welcome to Ibadan. Tourism has been identified as viable means of generating revenue and creating employment in our country. To mark World Tourism Day, stakeholders in the sector said government at all levels need to invest in the sector to make Nigeria compete with other countries with tourist attractions. Correspondent Shola Wahid reports.
World Tourism Day is meant to acquaint people with the importance of tourism towards utilizing the sector to achieve global union and diversification of a nation's economy. Over the past decades, tourism has expanded and has become one of the fastest growing and most important economic sector in the world, an opportunity which economic experts say Nigeria must key into.
Tourism can lead to the development of countries, not just economic development, but also all-round development.
Just to create enabling environment. They don't even need to put money into it as such, but regulations to make the place, the country safe for people to come. Where there's no security, you won't find tourists.
I will be in the best position to go and advise the government to put more into the industry.
Every 27th of September is the World Tourism Day. This year has its theme, Tourism and Jobs, a better future for all. In Ibadan, Shola Wahid, NTA News.
And that's our contribution from Ibadan. Jumai, it's back to you.
Kemi, still on tourism, a viable tourism industry has been identified as key to transforming the country's economy in job creation and growth of the gross domestic products. As Nigeria joins the global community to mark Tourism Day, NTA Kano examines the theme for this year's celebration, Tourism and Jobs, a better future for Nigeria as it relates to the Nigerian society.
Spectacular performance at the 2019 Drum Festival in Ogun State, an event which has made impact in the community, affecting the haves, have not, the educated and uneducated alike, without discrimination. The value chain in the tourism sector is wide and said to have made great impact in any society where tourism is embraced. Mrs. Rosemary Osula, a petty trader, says her best times are usually festival times, and so it is with many other traders.
If there is festival, this Abuja Carnival, we used to sell market very well, but now they have not been doing it.
With the country's huge tourism potential, many say the possibility for its growth is glaring if properly harnessed.
Tourism can take care of 35% of all the issue of unemployment in Nigeria, but we have to put our head together to get it done.
Records from the Bureau of Statistics indicate that in 2018, tourism contributed to about 34% of the country's gross domestic products, a figure key players say is an icing of the cake if tourism is given its pride of place in nations building.
Nothing to compare to tourism.
we can say, okay, let's do agricultural tourism.
Globally, tourism created more than 3 million jobs in 2018, a figure said to be more than what the oil industry can provide.
Nigeria's on the right track in making tourism, a key driver in economic development.
Tourism is good for peace. Tourism is good for understanding. Tourism is good for community building.
The cultural content Nigerian believe in, we've been able to put them at a level where every state now key into it.
This year's theme, Tourism and Jobs, a better future for all, is set to capture what the country really needs to move it forward. NTA Kano, NTA News.
Maiduguri is our next port of call, and Mohammed Ibrahim is standing by for some reports. Hello, Mohammed.
Thank you, Jumai, and welcome to Maiduguri Network Center. The Ninth Assembly says it is committed to the provision of livelihood support and adequate security as the federal and state governments continue to intensify efforts for the voluntary return of IDPs in Borno. Chairman ad hoc committee on assessing the condition of IDPs in Borno State, Igari Iduma Ewo, stated this when he led other members of the committee on the humanitarian assessment visit to Maiduguri. Abubakar Muhammad Musa reports.
The setting up of the ad hoc committee on assessing the condition of IDPs by leadership of the Ninth Assembly followed a motion presented to the House recently by member representing Bama Ngala Kalabalge Federal Constituency Zainab Gimba on the urgent need to provide durable solutions as well as facilitate the voluntary return of victims of insurgency. Addressing IDPs at Gubio camp, hosting more than 30,000 persons, chairman of the ad hoc committee, Igaruwe Iduma, said the National Assembly deemed it imperative to make on-the-spot assessment of critical issues affecting their welfare, especially in terms of resettlement and restoration of civil authority to the respective communities, as well as means of livelihood.
Solution to the IDP crisis is supposed to be enduring, durable solutions, making sure the IDPs go back to their homes in a secure way.
Conducting members of the ad hoc committee found some facilities at the camp. Executive Chairman Borno State Emergency Management Agency Yaba Olu noted the series of support being extended to the IDPs by government and concerned individuals, and assured her agency's determination to consolidate humanitarian interventions. Meanwhile, members of the ad hoc committee were at the Government House Maiduguri show of the Kwas residents in Maiduguri and also interacted with the theatre commander Prishila Fiadoli on a workable solution to end insurgency. In Maiduguri, Abubakar Muhammad Musa, News.
That is all from this end. Network News continues after this commercial break.
Mommy is ready to receive me a bundle of joy. Mommy is making my home cleaner and safer. We are Dettol sure. Daddy is home. He must be germ-free. He needs to be Dettol sure. My clothes are so nice. We are Dettol sure.
Illnesses can happen at home too. That's why Dettol and me together will make my baby's home safe and to protect from up to 100 illness-causing germs. That's why moms want to be Dettol sure.
We are Dettol sure.
Hey you! And are you how they talk to? I sabi you now. It's in your mind, Abi. This is where they go help us. Mr. Sabi. And you know if we carry last for this one.
A spear into the top.
We Sabi say Peking will crawl before in waka. So don't look, no help anybody. No dolly, no. So go for it. Go for football. Go for Osirio on the Liga Marchings long. Go for GoTV Max.
Welcome back. The death has occurred of Mrs. Mary Magaji, who passed on after a brief illness. She was aged 76. Until her death, late Mary Magaji was a community leader and head of catering department of the NDLEA training school JAS. She also held various positions in her parish and Jos Catholic Diocese. She is survived by her children and grandchildren. Amongst her children is Chairman, Renaissance Media Michael Magaji. The third-day prayers for late Maimuna Aliu has held in Abuja. Those who attended the prayer in her honor glowingly poured encomium on her virtues of honesty and religious attributes. Haman Jabani reports that prayers were also offered for the country and its leadership.
سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.
That was the final prayer for late Maimuna Aliu, led by Imam of Apo Legislative Quarters Mosque, Muhammad Nura Kali, who died on the 22nd of September at the age of 85. He prayed for light to shine upon her grave and for God to grant the family, entire Zagzau Emirate Council, and the country the fortitude to bear the irreparable loss.
She always give her best contribution, how best to assist her family. She will not deceive anybody, and she doesn't like anybody to deceive. She is very kind.
What she has done in this world will ever live after her and will lead to a Jannah Firdausi.
She was a disciplinarian grandmother.
Late Maimun Aliu survived by 5 children, 78 grandchildren and many relatives. Among them is Dr. Abdullahi Aliu, former Director General, Raw Material Research and Development Council and Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Power. Hamman Jabani, NTA News.
Minister of Niger Delta Affairs, Senator Godswill Akpabio, has extolled the virtues of pioneer minister of the ministry, Sir Ofot Ekaiti, who died recently. Senator Akpabio described late Ekaiti as a consummate public servant who served humanity with sincerity of purpose and a group of public servants for over 40 years. He noted that the late former secretary to the government of the Federation made a lot of impact in the life of many. Wife of the deceased, Senator Eme Ekaiti, said her husband always tried his best at any field he found himself. Now let's take a quick look at the weather prospect before we go.